Max, a real estate agent in a bustling city, is assigned to sell an old historical mansion that's been abandoned for years. Eager to make a hefty commission, he decides to explore the mansion before showing it to potential buyers. The house is enormous, with intricate architecture, hidden passages, and rooms that seem to go on forever. But Max soon notices something odd, a door that doesn't appear on the blueprints. Max is intrigued. The door is hidden behind a dusty bookshelf, almost as if it was meant to be forgotten. When he opens it, he finds a perfectly preserved room that seems untouched by time. It's fully furnished with a crackling fireplace, old family portraits, and an ancient diary resting on a polished wooden desk. Something about the room feels unsettling. Max flips through the diary and finds entries from decades ago, written by someone who lived in the mansion. The entries detail the life of a family, but they become increasingly paranoid, mentioning strange noises and someone, or something, watching them from inside the house. As Max reads further, he realizes the last entry ends abruptly with a disturbing note. "He's in the room. I know it now." Panicked, Max leaves the room and tries to shake off the strange feeling. But that night, after locking up the house, he can't stop thinking about the diary. Against his better judgment, he returns the next day, hoping to make sense of what he read. The door is gone. Max is dumbfounded. He searches the entire house, but there's no trace of the hidden room. He checks the blueprints again and finds no record of it. Yet, the events of the previous day are fresh in his mind. Convinced he's not imagining things, Max hires a historian to help him investigate the mansion's past. The historian reveals chilling information. The mansion once belonged to a reclusive family who mysteriously disappeared, leaving no trace behind. Local legends suggest the house consumed them, with rumors of a hidden room that only appears to those who are marked by the house. The room was said to be a trap, designed to lure people in and make them vanish. Max, now terrified, tries to forget about the room and move on with the sale. But as he prepares for an open house, he receives a call from a potential buyer. They mention how much they loved the hidden room behind the bookshelf that wasn't in the listing. Panicked, Max races to the mansion, but when he arrives, the house is empty. There's no sign of the potential buyer or the hidden room. He frantically searches the house one last time and finally finds the door. Only now, it's locked. He tries to open it, but it won't budge. As he backs away, the door creaks open by itself, revealing the same room from before, but this time, the fireplace is cold and the portraits on the walls are of people he doesn't recognize, except for one, himself. Max realizes with horror that the house has claimed him, just as it did the family before. The room has always existed, waiting for its next victim, and now it's his turn, leaving his fate unknown. Logan is an avid gamer who stumbles across a mysterious game on a dark web forum. The game, simply titled The Player, claims to be an interactive horror experience unlike any other, with a warning: play at your own risk. Intrigued and dismissing the warning as a marketing ploy, Logan downloads the game and begins to play. The game starts off innocently enough. It's a first-person survival horror where the player is trapped in a haunted house and must find clues to escape. The graphics are hyper-realistic, and the atmosphere is intensely immersive. Logan is impressed by how the game seems to anticipate his every move, with the environment reacting to his choices in real time. He gets a rush of excitement as he progresses through levels, each one scarier than the last. But soon, strange things start happening outside of the game. Logan hears the same eerie noises from the game in his real-life apartment: footsteps, doors creaking, whispers in the dark. He chalks it up to paranoia at first, but then the game starts asking him personal questions, like his real name and where he lives. Even stranger, it begins to reference events from his past that he never inputted into the game. Logan tries to quit the game, but it won't let him. Every time he turns off his computer, the game boots back up by itself. Desperate, he uninstalls it, but the next day, it's back on his desktop. As he continues to play, the game becomes more sinister, its characters addressing him directly, warning him to stop playing before it's too late. One night after a particularly terrifying level, Logan receives a message in the game. Check your front door. Nervously, he looks outside and finds a package. Inside is a small camera and a note that reads, "You're being watched." Logan's paranoia escalates as he notices things out of place in his apartment, as if someone has been inside while he's not there. Determined to end the nightmare, Logan seeks out the creator of the game, tracking down the forum where he first found it. There, he learns that no one has heard from the creator in years. Rumor has it that he vanished after developing the game. Logan returns home to find the game has reached its final level. The objective? Survive the night. As the clock strikes midnight, the game starts playing itself, showing a live feed of Logan's apartment from the camera that was left at his door. The feed reveals someone or something lurking in the shadows, moving closer to Logan as he watches in horror. The screen flickers, and the last thing he sees is a message. Game over. Mia receives a peculiar package in the mail on her birthday, despite the fact that she hadn't told anyone she was celebrating alone this year. The package contains a beautiful antique bracelet, accompanied by a note. For good luck. There's no return address or sender information. Curious but cautious, Mia decides to wear it. Almost immediately, strange things begin to happen. At first, they're small coincidences. Mia wins a raffle at work. She finds money on the street and things just seem to go her way. But as she wears the bracelet more often, the coincidences become unsettling. Every time she benefits from good luck, someone around her experiences a misfortune. A coworker gets into a car accident on the same day Mia wins a promotion, and her neighbor's house floods while Mia gets an unexpected tax refund. Mia begins to feel uneasy, realizing that the bracelet might not be just a harmless trinket. She tries to take it off, but every time she does, something bad happens to her, a series of small accidents and near misses. It's as if the bracelet won't let her go. Desperate for answers, Mia visits an antique dealer to learn more about the bracelet. The dealer immediately recognizes it and grows pale. He explains that the bracelet was once owned by a woman who was known for having extraordinary luck, but her life was surrounded by tragedy. People around her kept dying under mysterious circumstances, and the bracelet was believed to be cursed. Mia is horrified and tries to throw the bracelet away, but it always finds its way back to her. She realizes that the more she wears it, the more powerful its effects become. Her life gets better and better, but the people around her continue to suffer. Eventually, she locks it away in a safe, determined to never wear it again. However, the next day the bracelet reappears on her wrist, even though the safe remains locked. That's when Mia understands the full scope of the curse. It's not just bringing her luck, it's demanding a price. And that price is the lives of those closest to her. In the final moments, Mia receives another package, identical to the first. Inside is a note that reads, "It's time to pass it on." She stares at the new bracelet inside, realizing that the only way to break the curse is to give the gift to someone else. The story ends with Mia standing at her front door, package in hand, wondering whose life she will change next. Rachel, a rideshare driver working the late shift, picks up a passenger at a deserted bus stop in the middle of the night. The passenger, an older man wearing a tattered coat, barely speaks but gives her an address far out of town. Something about him feels off. His eyes are distant and his movements are sluggish. Still, Rachel dismisses her unease and starts driving. As they drive through the quiet streets, Rachel tries to make small talk, but the man responds with short, cryptic phrases that leave her even more unsettled. He keeps glancing out the window, as if looking for something. The road becomes foggier as they leave the city and the GPS signal starts to cut out. Rachel is now relying solely on the man's vague directions, which lead them deeper into rural, uninhabited areas. The longer they drive, the more bizarre the surroundings become. Trees seem to loom closer, and strange shadows dart across the road. The man remains silent, staring out of the window with growing intensity. Suddenly, he asks, "Do you believe in second chances?" Rachel, confused and unnerved, tries to brush off the question, but the man continues. I didn't. Not until I got one. As they approach the destination, a run-down, abandoned house at the end of a desolate road, the man finally speaks clearly. I died here, he says, his voice low. Rachel laughs nervously, thinking it's a joke, but the man's expression doesn't change. They forgot me, he continues. I've been waiting for someone to remember. Panicked, Rachel pulls over, but when she looks over at the passenger seat, the man is gone. The door never opened, and there's no sign that anyone was ever there. Confused and terrified, Rachel frantically searches the car but finds nothing. The address he gave her doesn't exist on any map, and the house in front of her looks like it's been abandoned for decades. As Rachel turns to leave, she hears a faint voice from the back seat. You gave me a ride. Now it's my turn. She spins around to find the man sitting behind her, eyes fixed on hers. He's not just a ghost. He's a passenger, trapped between worlds, and he's taking her with him. The car won't start. Rachel is stuck on the fog-covered road, her phone dead, as the man's voice whispers in her ear. This time, they won't forget you. Thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed the journey. If you loved the twists and turns, don't forget to hit the like button and share the stories with your friends. Make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our next thrilling tale, because there's always a new mystery or adventure just around the corner. Until next time, keep imagining, keep exploring, and remember, nothing is ever quite what it seems.